Okay, well we have goblins, and they really like to go for the axe. So we're gonna go ahead and get this fight started. Hopefully they're not too gnarly. I don't think so. Let's attack them with all squads. My all one squad. Here we go. And we will slow things down a little bit. At least initially. Goblins spotted. Keep an eye on the status bottom left. Somebody ran off to get bandages. She's bleeding all over the place, but went and got a bandage. She might be hanging down there, bandaging up as well. One goblin down. Just gotta get one more here. That is a red sword. At least it looked like a red sword. And down he goes. Very good, very good. A worn copper claymore. Very cool. So knowing that we have the claymore, we can actually just kind of go over here right now. They'll bring that down and put it in the weapon pile, but is the worn stuff on the bottom? Yes. Worn claymore. We'll add that in. Cool. That's going to take one coal and a claymore. That's not a problem. We have that. So you can see it's kind of got the green highlight down here. They're going to be bringing that stuff down here. There it is. It looked very red before. It's pretty cool looking. I wish your people could use it. That really threw me a while back. I was like, why are they not picking that up? I assigned them to use a claymore and they just won't go pick it up. And it just drove me crazy, and I went and looked and actually ran into that answer accidentally when I was on Reddit, but looking at something else, and that was answered. I was like, oh hey, that makes sense. So they're going to make some more copper slivers. We still just have the 3 because this is the first time we've smelted since then. So that's cool. Now, one of the things, speaking of combat, that we need to do is we need to get training grounds up. Now, oftentimes it's recommended you put the training grounds near like an entry to your base, so that when they're training, you kind of got them right there. Enemies have to go through that area. Now, in this case, we're a little bit spread out. There's 2 ways underground here. They're pretty spread out. And then when you do come in, you do have these 2 sets of stairs. Now, I certainly could put the training ground underground and put it right here at this entryway. Maybe not a bad idea. The other thing I could do is I could remove one set of stairs and then just have the one set go down there, and then maybe build a wall around it and then put the training grounds in, so you have to go through the training grounds. But I don't know, that's a bit much. And what we may end up doing at some point is making kind of an entrance in up here. I don't know. We're going to have to think about that a bit. But the idea is, I believe, if you fully close yourselves off, if I walled a whole area and there was absolutely no way in or out, I think that the goblins can spawn inside. Like if it can tell that they're prevented and spawn inside. So that's a thing. You want to make sure there's an entrance. You just want to make sure it's pretty heavily guarded is all. So anyway, I do have a 5x5 spot by this door here right up front, so I could put the training ground here. They certainly don't have to move through it, but because they could come up in the dining room or right out here and then head over to this building. So anyway, I'm gonna have to think about that a bit, but I think I'll probably put it inside here somewhere. Out here would end up being random. I'd be randomly placing it somewhere. So anyway, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna let's see. It's gonna be military training grounds, and we don't have the dummies that we need 2 of, but that's okay. We can still designate this area. Oh, in fact, look at that. It's 6. No, it's okay. I thought I had room to stick it in here, but I don't. We're gonna just go ahead and put this. Actually, is it gonna let me? It's funny. It still highlights the whole thing green, but we'll go ahead and stick this over here. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we just need to make some training dummies, which I think is a carpenter's job, as if he wasn't busy enough. Let's see. Yes, training dummies. 1, 2. Okay. Now we're going to move this crate all the way down. He can get to that later. Okay, we'll speed up time here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and designate the beds down in this area. Build furniture bed. 4 of them are made right now, it looks like. And then that way, once they are completed, they'll just come down here and make them. So 1 here, whoops. The rotate button. One there. Here. There. Try to keep these near the door so they don't have to move that far. Rotate these guys around. Let's see. And I think that covers it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. It looks like the beds are kind of getting cranked out now, so we've already got 6 of them placed. So yeah, we're going to get a lot more out of these guys. That's going to be really good for us. We'll go ahead and deconstruct any of the straw beds where there currently are beds, and then I'll come back and finish that job later. I had one more, but that's okay. We'll be back. Cool. Very cool. Okay. As you can see, the goblin corpses got moved up here, desecrating our graves. We'll go down in here and get them butchered up. Okay, so I just noticed the status message that we had a yak bleed to death. So I don't know what happened there. Well, it looks like we're having one brought in here, and he's wandering off somewhere. And I'm not really sure. I think there's something I have to do with the pasture. I mean, if you look at it, it says that I can have a max of 6, but it seems like when I go over 3, the third one kind of starts to roam around. Looks like he's sticking in there now. But let me get back to the point here. What I want to do now is we've got the training grounds up, and if we go in here, you can see we can designate squads. Now, I definitely want to get this squad in here training, but what we really want to do is we want everybody to be in a squad. So if I go in here, we already have the Weem's warriors kind of decked out in here. So we need to make a new squad. And let's see, we're going to call this, we have the Weem's warriors. Maybe this one will do the Weem's, let's see, Zerkers. The Zerker squad. And we're pretty much going to be choosing the same things. Now, everybody's got to be in, so we're just going to go ahead and start with whoever's not designated with the S there. So, Mafioso, we got Joyce in there. Let's see, Cosmus, Kramer, and Johnny McLove. So there we go. We've got this all situated. Basic soldier, and that's good. Basic soldier basically defines the position stuff, which also defines the uniform, so we don't really have anything else to do. We now have 2 squads. So we're going to go ahead and close this guy, jump back in here. So we have Weem's warriors in the morning, and then after that we have the Zerkers come in, and I would do a 3rd squad, but there's really only 1 person. I suppose we still could, but we'll just leave it for now. That's fine. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and keep that way. And that's going to help everybody become better fighters and everything, so that's good stuff. Keep everybody trained. Now, of course, it means during those time periods, they're not doing their other work, but, you know, when you're getting attacked enough times, it could be a problem. One creature, you know, like at the wrong time, can really mess things up. So we really want to get people prepped. Now, along those same lines, I've actually gone down in here and designated that some swords be made. It looks like a few of them have been made already. I think I did 6. So anyway, yeah, they're not down here. So anyway, we're going to get those going and make sure that everybody has at least a stone sword. It's not that amazing. And we could start making, I could get a metal worker in here and start making the copper stuff, but from what I recall, you just kind of want to make the jump from copper to iron, I think it is. I really have not played that far, so I'm not sure. But anyway, so we're going to hang on to the copper for other things that I haven't quite decided on yet. Maybe we'll do armor, but that's the other point too, is that if I go into copper and I start cranking out swords and armor and all that stuff, it really raises our kingdom value, which means everything gets a lot more difficult, and we're not quite, you know, necessarily ready for that. We might do okay, but that's something that we're not going to do yet. Oh, look at the yak here in our tomb, in our graveyard. He's like, technically he is a corpse. Let's go in here and just butcher him. There we go. He doesn't need to be in there. Okay, so we should be good on beds. Let's actually go down. We got beds in here. Let's go ahead and deconstruct stuff while we're here. Get rid of these straw beds. Someday somebody will come clean up the straw. Let's see, I'm going to rotate around a little bit. You're sleeping on that. I don't know why. You've got this nice bed. I'm used to the straw now. Okay, cool. And then with that in mind, let's next go ahead and queue up some more beds. They just got done with that work, but that's okay. Let's see. String 1, 2, 3, 4. Mattress 4. Let's go bed frames 1, 2, 3, 4, and beds 1, 2, 3, 4. But Weem, why 4? Well, that's how many hospital rooms we have. And I don't even think these function until you get the beds in there. So definitely want to get that worked on. It'd be cool if there was like an animal hospital, like you could do a vet, you know, and like your animals get injured, because I had the yak was bleeding. He ended up bleeding out. It's probably not a huge priority, but it's something else that could go in. Well, I just noticed something's a little sad. We were getting the beds put into the hospital, and I saw that Coconut was down here, just kind of hanging in here. I was like, what's going on? Are you okay? I click on Coconut and go to health. Coconut Sales has seriously injured her right eye and left eye. Coconut Sales is blind. That's a bummer. So that's going to, you know, I don't exactly know. I feel like they still do what they're supposed to do, but I think, like, for example, in combat, they're much, much less effective. I could be wrong, but we'll have to keep an eye on Coconut and see if there's actual, you know, fighting, or if they, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think that's going to get cured in here, but I'm starting to wonder now with the hospital in here, you know, is Coconut going to stay here? Like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I'm blind. I'm just going to go chill in here forever. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's go look at this real quick. What does it say for Coconut? Idle right now. So maybe that's just what Coconut will do while idle? I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye out. We'll see. But in the meantime, I've had a couple ideas. Oh, looks like Coconut took off somewhere. Where's Coconut going? Back into the hospital. Went to get a drink, maybe. So anyway, I was kind of thinking about this, and I've got this kind of really small area, and I was like, you know, I could build up dirt. I could build up, just like this is kind of one up the elevation, I could do something out here as well, and then like make a bridge out to it or something. That might be kind of cool. But I don't know, that's a whole lot of effort. The other option is to, over here, just kind of build up on top of this building and make it go up multiple floors, things like that. Then I could move like the sleeping quarters over here and all that. Try to basically get everything into this corner. I don't know, it's a possibility. The other thing we could also do is we could spread out, right? We could make a whole nother base of operations somewhere, you know, maybe over here. If I go down so you can see the hill over here better, you know, maybe even by the water. I don't know. We could get designing kind of like a whole new fortress where they kind of go and work out there, but they're staying over here, and basically set up a place to move into, something that gets built, you know, much more efficiently. You know, here we're just kind of building and adding on as we go and as the population grows, but we could start making something out there that's, you know, kind of built with this kind of scale in mind right from the get-go. But anyway, that's a whole lot of work. There's a lot of running back and forth to do things like that, but it might be kind of fun. It might be cool. We'd certainly have, for example, a lot of stone. You can see that's kind of building up. So we could go over and build a really cool fortress. Obviously, we could dig underground really easily. So what I don't know how to do, and it may not be possible, is to kind of split people up. I suppose if you, now that I think about it, you could put people's sleeping quarters over here, so just specific people, and keep them working over there. So anyway, that's entirely a possibility, but I'm sure, you know, you go over there and you highlight trees to cut down, for example. You're going to pull the people from over here. They're going to go running over there. So anyway, it's something we'll have to consider. Something to consider. In the meantime, we got everybody training, which is great. People are increasing their fighting skills. We fortunately haven't had any attacks yet, but I think we'll be ready when that happens. I could look at making some armor, but one of the things I'll have to do is get a metal worker. In fact, maybe we should kind of get on that. Let's see, it's under stone. Metal, right. And then we get all kinds of stuff here. Let's see, some of these we have. We already have the forge and we already have the smelter. Forge and smelter. So let's get the metal worker out here. We need an anvil, a hearth, and bellows. Let's put this here. Anvil, hearth, and bellows. Some of that's here. Let's see. Hearth. Bellows are over here. Right. And then an anvil. I think we can do that. Oh, wait, can we do it at the smelter? No. Yes, we can. Oh, wait a second. Any anvil? Hold on a second. I want to make an anvil. It says it requires an anvil. There we go. From bars. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, so those are the three things we need to get the metal worker set up. I think, let's look in here again. Metal. So then the armor is a separate deal. Trying to think though. Let's see, is there something else? Trying to think. What can the tailor do for us? So the tailor makes some padding and stuff that's required for the some of the armor. I can't really remember how that went. I was barely kind of getting into that previously, so we may have to investigate that some more when the time comes, but it might not be a bad idea to start looking into that. Yeah, look at this. We have coconut just hanging here. So anyway, we'll start to investigate armor at some point in the near future, since we're getting everybody pretty trained up. Whoa, pause the game. Food stocks are empty. Okay, so we're in winter, and this was mentioned before, when it comes to winter, if you don't have like a separate stockpile of food, and you may recall I was like, yeah, but where are you stockpiling that? Is there really, if you end up burning through it, don't you just dip into those anyway? But we are low, like none. So I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to butcher one of these guys. We have 2 males. Let's go ahead and butcher you. So that's going to get us the meat. We're going to go slow on time here, because this could be problematic. And pause this real quick. Kitchen. We're going to do bread because we do have the grain. And we'll craft to 6 of these. It's kind of unfortunate because I think we may end up burning through a lot of this grain. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's go back up top. So there's gonna be no foraging. That stuff's gone. Now, we can actually forage out of the trees, right? That's probably what we need to be doing here. Forage. Just try to gather a bunch of this stuff up. And then up here I actually did groves, so we're doing apple trees all up here. Just because... Okay, so let's get this thing going. Unfortunately, they're going to be hungry for a little while, but hopefully we can get things going. Look at this dedication. Nathan is out here. He's making up for his lost time previously, getting his training on. And Coconut is still in the hospital. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and... that's not what I wanted. Let's take a peek at your health. So it still says exactly the same thing. I don't think we're going to correct that, unfortunately. Okay, we got the food situation a little bit better under control. Basically what I did was I stopped all training because that pulled them away from their jobs. And they're now have been gathering the fruit and everything. And also I started production on bread, so that's cool. And the yak got us some meat, which is great. And yeah, so we're doing a bit better in that area. Now, one thing is, we still have Coconut just hanging here, so Coconut is now just a consumer. Coconut eats and drinks and basically goes back to the hospital bed. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump in here to squads. We're going to pull Coconut out. We're going to replace him with Philip. Okay, that's Weem's warriors, and then go to the Zerkers here. Okay, cool. So anyway, hopefully coconut, yes. Now, yeah, had armor and everything taken away. Excellent. So that's going to be used by people who need it. And let me jump back in. I think we were okay. I just want to make sure these were all full. Yeah, okay, cool. And this one had all 5, yes. Excellent. So, coconut, I guess you are retired. Yes, you're just going to sleep. You're going to hang in your room and sleep. Poor blind coconut. Meanwhile, we're bringing in all of this food that we can, all of the fruit that we can. Try to get us through this winter. 7th day of winter. I really don't pay attention to the calendar. I don't even know how many days. Is there 30 days? Is it always the same? I have no clue. No clue. How many days in a season? I guess that would be 1 month, 30 days. I mean, is it 90 days in a season? Probably not. I don't know. Okay, so feeling a lot better. I was a little freaked out about the food because that could go south really quick, but we worked that out. I think what we might do is go training. You know, we may slowly go back to it. Let's go back to the training grounds, and we'll do the Zerkers. The warriors were probably more experienced, so we'll do just the Zerkers for now, and see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on the food, but the reality is we actually have a lot of food nearby. So if we get down to none, it's not too big a deal. We can get out there and harvest up more. It's definitely got me thinking more about the groves, though. These will kind of grow back and everything, but the groves, at least you can put them a lot closer. So, in fact, what do we have here? An apple grove. Let's make this one bigger. Grove. Something like this. Let that guy be bigger, and then we'll also do the same here. We're going to run this along. I think this is the oranges. Yep. Add some more space there. Okay, so I broke down the metal worker that was here because I realized that's not what I need. And so I'm trying to make an armor. I thought, okay, let's just go right to an armor. And I also need some tools, so we're going to do the blacksmith. To make the armor over here on the left, I need a ball peen. Is it a ball peen hammer? Let's see. Yes, we need 1 ball peen hammer, and so to do that, let's pause time. To do that, we need the blacksmith here, because he makes the tools, including a ball peen hammer. I have no way to make one yet, so... Anyway, we've got materials going right now to set up the blacksmith. Once he's up, we'll do the ball peen hammer, and we should be good to go. But we spotted a honey badger, and I'm going to rotate the view around here. So there's the honey badger. I'm going to start this. Looks like honey badger's going to mind his own business. Somebody was going to get close, though. Who is this? Angel came over here. I don't know if he's like just picking up loot. Okay, well, anyway, the training grounds kind of throw me because they have the sound of fighting, which gets kind of scary when you come from down here and you come up to the surface and you hear that. You're like, ah, where's the fight? Where's the fight? What's happening? But we are good. Our food is doing fine. Our drink is cool. Looks like he's going back there and gathering stuff still. Okay, excellent. Let's go back down into here. We've got some wheelbarrows being made. People will use those. Looks like we are now... Yes, we have the blacksmith. There is the ball peen hammer. I don't know how far along we are. Let's see. We are nowhere. We have the bellows made, but nothing else. I have these queued up. I have a hearth, anvil, and all that queued up, but that's about it. Still much to do. Much to do. Looks like he's making blocks for use with whatever I need to do here. Okay. Excellent. We're going to have to let that go for a bit. Now, one of the things I keep thinking about putting up is torches because it's dark. It is dark here. Let's go ahead and actually, we'll set up their construction, but we'll actually have to go build them. Torch. See, we have none. We'll do one here by this door, one here, one inside. We'll do one back there. One down there in the middle. And I guess we'll drop one in here, here. Okay, so there's a bunch of those. Let's see what we need to do. Torch. We have the coal, we just need sticks. And I just made, I don't know how many of those I did. It's gonna make 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, sure. Should do. Torch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we'll move the crate all the way down.